Hello, this one is going to be on my Assassination Rogue in a Warsong Gulch, and this will be a full Warsong Gulch. I want to use this video to talk about a few other things, relative to playing the matches in Warsong Gulch, and also clarify some things about my last video, which was on returning the flag. Someone in the comments asked me, okay, well, where do you try to place the mouse, when returning the flag? And that's actually something that I had planned to talk about, but totally forgot when I did the movie, so... yeah, it is a lot of guesswork, so it's not a guaranteed thing, but where I try to place the mouse is above where the character is, because I want to avoid getting their body, the loot body icon, so I try to place it above where their body is, and I typically try to place it in the direction that they're facing, or the direction that they're moving, slightly in that direction. Now, there is latency in the game, so sometimes you'll get some strange, flag drop placement. So it is a lot of guesswork, and, I was kind of showing clips where I guessed correctly. Obviously, sometimes there's going to be situations where you don't guess correctly, and you have to make an adjustment to get the flag returned. But the most important thing is that when you think the flag is going to drop, double check the position of your mouse, because sometimes when you're playing, your mouse might get stuck over on the right side of the screen, or stuck up the top or the left, and you have to move it all the way to the center, to try to get the flag returned. So at least just try to make sure that your mouse is somewhere in the center of your screen, so you don't have to move it too far to get the return. This match is from the pre-patch, from a few weeks ago, and it does have some of the clips in it that I put in that last movie, but there's going to be more that I want to talk about. I am on a rogue here, so rogues do certain things in Warsong Gulch that maybe some other specs don't. However, you can always still play your spec kind of like it's a rogue, where you're focusing on killing high value targets. Those would be the enemy FC, or peeling or killing people that are on your FC. And that's generally how I play Warsong Gulch, regardless of which spec or class I'm on. I oftentimes play those classes like I'm playing a rogue. And that's not really too surprising, because when I first started out this game, my first 3 characters were 3 level 60 rogues. I had 3 max level rogues before I worked on any other class at all. That's how much I enjoyed playing rogue. And I kind of bring that mentality to a lot of my other classes when I'm playing, that invisible hand mentality, the player that causes other people on their team to wonder, how did we win that game? Because you're doing things that nobody sees.
I must get closer.
Sapped him. They don't have anybody getting the flag yet? Okay, now they do. Here, our flag carrier had their flag pretty close to our tunnel. So I was trying to get up into our room to stop the enemy team from getting the flag. So you see I sapped that druid a few times. But a hunter came from above and grabbed the flag before I could get to the room. So now I'm on the chase for him. Trap me. Blind him.
I cannot use that. I cannot use it.
I don't have much here. I don't have a vanish, so I'm gonna die. I don't have anything, really. I mean, I'm just getting focused here, I'll die. I'm not getting any help. If I had a healer here or something, that would be good. So here, I get on the hunter, but he has help from a shadow priest, and a healer comes over to help him out. And I had 0 cooldowns here, so that was a sure death for me. There was really not much I could do about it. But you just pick yourself back up and get back to work, basically, when this happens. So I will be continuing to go after the hunter. Okay, this time I'll have cloak and I'll have vanish at least. Let's check and see if I can get the Zerker. Okay, I'm going to have to let him go because we got nobody. I'll have to come up around it. Meet him from the other side. As a general rule of thumb, it's not really a good idea to chase after the FC, because you can get peeled and CC'd and he'll get away. So in that situation, it's best to use your mount. Use your mount speed to get into a better position.
I cannot break that. That item is still recharging. I am out of range.
Got that return too.
Too far away.
It would be pointless to fight the 2 healers, so I just leave, and we do get the flag cap off of that return. I'm not going to bother. I don't want to waste CDs in unnecessary fights. So I need to let my CDs reset so I can use them for the next flag return. So that's kind of a difference in mentality between people that are looking to, top damage on the scoreboard and people who are looking to play objectives to win. Because when you're trying to top damage on the scoreboard, then you're going to be using your cooldowns in the team fights because you're trying to maximize your damage output in those team fights. And typically you're doing AoE cleave into a bunch of people, so you use your cooldowns on those people in order to get the most damage into BG. But when you're playing like I am, where you're going after high value targets, what you actually want to do is save your cooldowns for those important moments. For example, saving it for a high value target like a flag carrier rather than blowing them on some half health shadow priest in the middle of the field. What I'm doing here is I'm babysitting the berserker buff. So I'm hanging out near the berserker buff so I can grab it and go use it on enemy flag carrier if they pick up the flag. That's one thing that I'm looking to do. The other thing I'm looking to do is to cut off anybody that is heading towards our flag. Notice that we have the flag and they don't. So another thing you can do here is I'm like playing goalie. I want to try to prevent anybody from getting to the flag. If I can't do that, then I want to use the berserker and return the flag. Right. I did my job. I kept them from getting to the room. Okay, where's our guy? He's right there. I'm going to help him. Blinding that guy. We're going to stun this dude. Just stun him. Can I shadow step? He's too far away to shadow step too. So I kept the enemy healer from going to get the flag. That allowed our FC to run up the tunnel. I peeled for him, right? I CC'd one hunter and then with a blind, and then CC'd the other with a kidney shot. And he's able to get up into the room and score. The match is pretty much won at this point, and not too much interesting happens past this. But I do want to show one funny moment here that happens towards the end of this match. I'm under a cloak. Do that. Ice Wall. Ice Wall is an incredibly powerful tool when used well in the random BGs, but it can be an incredibly bad tool if not used well in the random BGs. That Ice Wall is a friendly Ice Wall. I can't even attack it to bring it down. There's a friendly mage that is casted behind us. Not only have they cut me off from the EFC, they've cut a friendly DK off from the EFC, and the mage has cut themselves off from the enemy FC. So, just because you have an ability doesn't mean you should use it. Be careful with Ice Wall, guys. So I'll be continuing to put out, some more videos dealing with Warsong Gulch, but I already have a lot of videos that are already up for Warsong Gulch. They are in a playlist. Now, they're from previous seasons. So even though these videos, most of them, I'm adding the newer ones to this as well. But even though most of these videos are from previous seasons of Battleground Blitz, you know, SoloQ rated BGs, they're still helpful because I do them in a gameplay commentary style. So I talk about my decision making. I talk about how I personally play Warsong Gulch. I talk about, you know, things that are tips and tricks, you know, best practices for playing these BGs. So if you're coming in, you know, you're looking to learn more about playing these BGs, and in particular Warsong Gulch in this case, you know, check these videos out. There's a lot of useful information in here. I'll put a link to this playlist at the end screen. So until the next one, take care, everybody.